Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of the Night Sky this week. I'm your host, Andrew Fazekas, known online as the Night Sky Guy. And welcome to another edition where we talk about basically things that you can see in the night sky with your naked eye, maybe some binoculars, and we throw in a few things maybe here and there with small backyard telescopes. Whatever you have at hand, the night sky is free for us to enjoy all around the world. We share the same sky. So welcome. I'd love to hear where you're watching from. Where are you joining me today? I'd love to see in the comment section all my stargazing friends. And before we dive in, just let me say, if you find value in this video and you like it, please do show your support by hitting that subscribe button, whether you're watching on YouTube or follow me on Facebook or on Twitter. It really helps me bring this show to you every week for free. I love to do that, sharing my passion, things that I notice that come across my desk of interesting news in terms of stargazing, of what you can see. So please do, if you like this video, do show your support by subscribing, following, and sharing as well. That's important. And also don't forget to hit that notification button so you don't miss any of my sky charts that I put out this week. Have you seen those sky charts? I've put out different things every few days or every day. Sometimes I try to, things that come across my desk that I really think would be easy for you to see, or at least you have a really good chance to finding it yourself, whether you're in the city or out in the country. So let's dive in right away and let's talk about Comet Nishimura. The comet, right? You've probably seen, if you're following my posts, you see that I've put out some finder charts, sky charts, and sharing some of my fellow astrophotographers and stargazers that are out there that have a lot of experience sharing what kind of photographs they're taking and what the comet actually looks like in the sky for real. There is a lot of buzz you see from news items and the other kind of pages and places that really you can see that they don't quite understand really the reality of being able to see this comet. It's not easy. It's a challenge. But if you're up for the challenge, it's a lot of fun. But you're running out of time now. It's getting close to the sun. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to put up here spaceweather.com, which I like to go on, because there's so many people that do contribute, and it makes it a very interesting, dynamic site. Recommend it. They're talking about a dramatic eruption on the sun. This is a solar flare. You can see there. This is interesting. You can see there a picture currently of what the sun looks like with the sunspots. There's some big sunspots here. This, by the way, stretches about 100,000 kilometers across, this series of little sunspots here I'm circling. Just to put that in perspective, our planet Earth is only just about 1/10 the size of this stretch of sunspots. So this is enormous. It's a monster. And flares like what you see here on the edge, or flares perhaps coming from these sunspots here, could eventually create havoc with the comet as well. We've seen it before where it actually fragments the tail made of gas and dust, actually fragments it as solar wind from these from this activity on the surface of the sun washes out into the deep solar system. And as it crosses that beautiful tail of the comet, it actually fragments it. And we've seen that kind of interaction, what we call a disruption, a disrupted tail. So if we look down here, really what the comet looks like, here's a very good example, a real picture taken in Austria Sunday morning. So this was taken yesterday. Today is September 11th, Monday, but this was taken on Sunday, the 10th of September in Austria. It's coming very, very close to the sun. It's already it just crossed the orbit of Mercury en route to the sun. So it's not going to crash with the sun, but it is going to loop around it, swing around it. That's going to happen on the 17th of September, the close encounter with the sun. Currently, the comet is shining around a fourth magnitude star. You'd say, hey, I could see that, right? Fourth magnitude is just at the limit of a suburban sky of what you can see, the stars, the faintest stars. That's the measurement, fourth magnitude. So it would sound good, but it's diffuse. the comet head is very fuzzy, and it's fainter than a pinpoint star. That light is diffused over a larger spot than a pinpoint of light that a star is. And also it's close to the sun. Its proximity to the rising sun is making it a challenge to be seen. So you can see here already the glow of the sunrise. This is looking towards the northeast. You can see there is the comet. The sun rises somewhere off here. You can already see some sunlight bouncing off the clouds up here. So this is a challenge even to photograph now. So every day for the next week, the comet will inch closer to the sun. It'll get less than a quarter of the distance that the Earth is from the sun, just to put that into perspective. About 1/5 the distance. That's how close this comet will get to the sun. And it will boost its brightness, but it'll be too close to the sun for us to see. So that is really the problem with this comet. Is the challenge is that its proximity to the sun is washing it out. So you could try to take photographs if you have a DSLR camera. Maybe you have some ability to do long exposure photographs, like 10-second, 20-second exposures. You can try using your smartphone as well, if it's possible. Most of the photography that I'm seeing is with larger telescopes, but you can see they have a, let me show you here. They do have a gallery too, showing some different places like where people are seeing the comet. You can see here, this comet from Italy. This is the view from Italy. This was taken yesterday, Sunday morning. Again, beautiful long tail. Look at that. Details here. Again, it's taken with a DSLR camera, 85 millimeter lens, 17 8-second photographs stacked. Okay, just to give you an idea. So there's processing that's being done to create this kind of beautiful image. It's not just a snap click and you have this kind of quality photograph. It's really, there's work to be done to get a photograph like this. So I just want to put that out, keep it real for you guys. I'll put another sky chart though, if you are willing to go out and try for Tuesday, September 12th. I'll put out another chart. Probably the last time that I'll do that until I see if there's any other hope. Maybe for you guys in the southern hemisphere, you'll get a chance after the comet has rounded the sun. But if we go to the sky charts, this is a planetarium program, Sky Safari Pro, that I like to use, showing what the sky looks like at sunset on Monday, September 11th, looking towards the west over there, you can see. And what we'll do is look for the comet. I'll show you where the comet is, and we'll switch it to the early morning. So if we just go to brightest comets, Nishimura, and we'll center it. Okay, it's below horizon there, obviously. But if we go hour by hour, we'll see the comet pop up right there. You can see that's at near sunrise. This is at 6 o'clock Montreal time, Eastern North America, about the 45th degree latitude that I'm showing you. What's interesting is you'll see Tuesday morning, this is for Tuesday, the 12th, you have Venus. Let me just move this down a little bit so that, I don't know why it's not, let me see if I can get that. There we go. And you can see where Venus is up here in the east. This is looking east. There is the crescent moon. So these are going to be very easy to find with the naked eye. And then you have below the moon, you'll have the bright star Regulus. Okay, there's even Mercury popping up, but it'll be a great challenge, probably washed out completely, but it's there. And then there is the comet. So it's just left of this trio. The bright naked eye trio. That's where that comet is. So it's very, very close to the horizon. And I can tell you, look, an hour before sunrise, it's not even up. I mean, so it's a huge challenge. But if you're up for it, I'm going to post this link to this. I'll do a sky chart of this and post it on my timeline so you can check that out for yourself. But there's the moon, guys. Tuesday morning, that's where the moon is going to be. If we look at it on Wednesday, Wednesday, the moon's crescent is even thinner. Look at this. Look at this, guys. There's the moon. Let me make this a little bit bigger so that you can see it more clearly. And I can do that with my planetarium program. Just magnify it like so that it's easier. How thin, and what I want you to notice is how thin the crescent is. It's going to be an extreme challenge. This is again Wednesday, the 13th of September, about a half hour before local sunrise. Look where the moon is. It's just above the horizon next to this star. Bring your binoculars to see this. This is something you'll need binoculars to really spot. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. The comet, I don't think you'll be able to see by then, but it's over there. You can see its position in the sky. And just by the way, knowing that the comet is here, if we do look at the orbit of the comet, you want to know where it is. Let me show you where it is. Before I leave our discussion up completely about the comet, I wanted you to get kind of a feel of where it is in the solar system. So there's is the comet. And I can also put in the pathway. Let me see if I can do that. Show selected objects path. I'll click on that, and there we go. So there's the path. You can see the line here. That's the Comet Nishimura's pathway in the solar system. And I'm just going to zoom out magically. There's the orbits of the planets. You see Venus, there's Earth, there's the Sun, there's Mars. All the orbits going above the solar system, and you can see how the comet is. Look, see, it's a highly elliptical, squashed. It's not a circular orbit. It's actually coming from the outer solar system, and its journey has taken a long time to reach here. You can see it goes out way out there and underneath the plane of the solar system. And right now, if we zoom in, you can see where it is. It's actually within the orbit of Mercury. See that? And it's heading towards the sun. So if I kind of magically go in a little bit closer like this, and remember I said 17th of September is when it gets its closest. So let's take a look. If we go forward a time, watch the comet. There's the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. There. That's when it reaches its closest point. You can see I'm shifting it around, giving you different perspectives, like a three-dimensional perspective. There you can see that's when the comet on the 17th of September, on Sunday, this coming up Sunday, is when the comet reaches its closest point to Earth, to the sun. And at that point, it's going to start its journey back out of the inner solar system, its journey back out. And you can see it's what it looks like from our vantage point. Let me zoom out. You can see, I superimpose the Earth, you can see there the blue Earth. I put it right up near the sun, and you can see how close it is to the sun from our vantage point. It's just too close to the sun for us to see. It's lost in its glare, and that's the problem. Right, that is the problem with this comet, is that when it's at its brightest, we're not going to be able to see it, unfortunately. So I'm just going to put this back here and see this is where the comet is right now for us. So interesting stuff with the comet, definitely, but I'll put a sky chart anyway. So if we zoom out there, let me just take off this setting. I don't want to look at that object anymore. There we go. So the moon is going to be great. It's great Tuesday morning. As you can see, it'll be great Wednesday morning, a much more of a challenge. Use your binoculars. It'll be interesting. Now, what else can you see? If we can kind of magically go and change our hours, and we go into the evening time. So this is a typical 10 o'clock view in the evening. This is set for Monday night, tonight, as we're doing this live stream. And you'll see Jupiter, a very bright, creamy colored star rising in the east. You won't be missing this. It's so easy to see because it's super bright. Maybe you might have buildings low in the horizon. So wait. If you wait, this is again at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. You see this? 12 o'clock. 1 o'clock in the morning, it's getting higher and higher in the sky. So if you have buildings and stuff, if you're willing to wait later, you'll get a beautiful view of Jupiter. Now, what's also interesting is next to Jupiter, Jupiter acts as a wonderful guidepost for finding a very challenging planet to see that most people don't, is Uranus. Uranus is, of course, the 7th most distant large major planet in the solar system. It's considered an ice giant because it's so cold in the outer reaches of the solar system. Same with Neptune as its sister planet. But Uranus is this greenish dot in binoculars. It's an easy target for binoculars. And what makes it especially easy now is that you've got Jupiter very close by. There's Jupiter and there's Uranus. And if we look at the distance between the two, this should be interesting. If we look at the distance between the two, let's see if we can do angular sight from Jupiter. It's just over 7 degrees apart. So basically, if you take your fist, which is about 10 degrees across, you can hold it out at arm's length, and both objects will be within that distance. I mean, everybody has, look, all of us have different sized hands and arm lengths. Of course, this is a rough measurement, but it's a very handy tool for sky watchers. It's called hand measurement, sky measurements using your hands. It's something very easy. We all have it with us all the time. So, you don't have to worry about forgetting to bring it. And you span this distance over here between this end of your fist and this end, it's about equal to 10 degrees in the sky. So if you hold it out to arm's length up against the sky, put one edge of your fist where Jupiter is, right? One edge where Jupiter, and then see your fist should span these two objects, okay? And then you know where to use your binoculars, right? You can go, okay, that's where I'm going to scan the sky. And what you're looking for is a distinctly green point of light. It'll look like a little disc. If you have a small telescope even, you can resolve it as a tiny disc. And it has moons, of course, too. If you have a large enough backyard telescope, you can actually see a small handful of moons around Uranus. A lot of people don't know that that's possible with backyard telescopes, larger ones. Definitely photography-wise, you can. But that distinctive greenish dot in the sky, you won't be able to miss that if you scan that sky with binoculars. And what's interesting is look how far away it is. It's 2.8 billion kilometers away. That's 159 minutes, almost 160 minutes. It takes light from that planet to reach your eye. You're looking back in time 160 minutes. Isn't that incredible? More than 2.5 hours back in time. Now, I know what you're saying. Whoa, what's that really cool thing next to it? Well, that's called the Pleiades star cluster, sometimes also known as the Seven Sisters. It's a beautiful group of stars, very easy to see. Even with the naked eye, it looks like a little glow, and you can kind of make out it's a miniature cluster in the sky. It's beautiful with binoculars, small telescopes. It'll knock your eyes out with a small telescope. It's 444 light years away, and it's one of the more famous backyard, what we call deep sky objects. These are objects beyond the solar system. Very, very easy to see. It's a collection of young stars, maybe about 100 million years old. I know that sounds old, but in an age of a star that can live for billions of years, they're pretty young. And all this action is in the constellation Taurus the Bull. This is what you're going to be looking for. And the eye of Taurus is, of course, marked by Aldebaran, this beautiful orange giant star that's about 67 light years away. And nearby also is the star Capella. Look, they make a beautiful triangular shape in the sky, guys. Look at that. So this is really any time this week, perfect with the moon out of the way. This week, most of this week in the evening sky, you get to see some deep sky objects. And this is a great kind of grouping, this giant triangle formation that is formed by Jupiter, Capella, which is a beautiful yellow star that's in the constellation Auriga the Charioteer. It's 42 light years away, Capella is. 42 light years away. And there's Aldebaran, which is 67 light years away. And look, there's Uranus, which is 160 light minutes away. And while Jupiter here, let's see, Jupiter is only 36 light minutes away. It's about 640 million kilometers away, Jupiter is. But it's incredible. You're talking about a half hour, 2.5 hours for the light to reach us, 40 some odd years, and almost 70 years for the light to reach us from Aldebaran. Incredible. And then you have in the middle here, the Pleiades star cluster right here that is 444 light years away. It's just incredible that you have all of these things clustered together. Again, this is in the eastern sky late at night, close to around midnight is when it's really, really high, but you can start watching it earlier on. I mean, look, this is around midnight. Jupiter will be rising around 10 o'clock, just before 10 o'clock local time. So depending on where you are in the world, these things might be oriented a little bit different, and they might be higher in the sky or lower in the sky, depending on where you're watching from. But these are visible all around the world, basically. Wherever you are located, you can see these objects at certain time at night. And I would suggest this week is perfect because the moon's out of the way. So one more thing before I leave. If we go to the west and we go just before around sunset there, and we go forward in time, look at this. So here we are on Tuesday, Wednesday the 13th, 14th Thursday, Friday 15th, 16th, and 17th. And look at there. There by Monday next week, you'll have the moon just about coming up. You can see that I'm going to go up a little earlier. There we are. There's the moon. So by the end of the week, Sunday night, and I'll put this to Sunday and you'll see what I mean. Sunday, the moon will be next to the star Spica just after sunset. There's Mars washed out, but with binoculars, you might be able to spot Sunday just after sunset. If you have a clear view towards the southwestern sky, you can see the moon with the bright star Spica. Beautiful pairing together. That star is 250 light years away. Just a great sight. And then next week, we'll talk more about the moon because the moon will be dominating the skies overhead. I mean, this is going to be great. Guys, I see you guys are from all over the place. We have from London, England, Linda. We have Gina from Nebraska. We've got Fatima from Portugal, Suna from Turkey. Wow, Denmark, Renee from Denmark, UL from Kansas. I'm so happy to see you guys. Everyone from all Cyprus. This is Costas from Cyprus. This is wonderful. Nilesh from India. All over the world. I love seeing you, and I'll be watching after the show too. I'm just gonna go and search through, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you're interested to finding out more about the night sky, I encourage you to check out my book, Backyard Guide to the Night Sky. It's a bestseller thanks to you guys. Amazon, it's always ranked as one of the top 3 books, 5 books for sure, and it's chock full of all my experience that I've had over the many years of learning about the night sky and touring it. So if you're interested, I'm actually selling signed, personally dedicated copies, shipping internationally from my website, thenightskyguy.com. If you're interested in something bigger and more meaningful, maybe you would like the 6.5-pound large coffee table book, Stargazer's Atlas. I'm a co-author on this. I basically contributed the entire heart of the book, which is the atlas, the maps, all 88 constellations visible from every part of the world. Wherever you are, this book is going to be fantastic for you to understand what the night sky is about, how to navigate it, and what you can see. And it's packed with other connections that we have to the night sky, like archaeology and astronomy, astrotourism, the science behind all these things. Just fantastic stuff. And that I'm also selling signed dedicated copies on my website. So you can check all of that out. If you find value in this video, guys, please hit that subscribe button and follow my page, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, wherever you are. Your support means a tremendous amount to me. It allows me to bring these little videos to you every week. And so if you like it, and you also, if you hit that notification button, you'll be notified when I post my sky charts, which I'll probably be doing today. I'll be doing another sky chart. and throughout the week. So you can keep tabs on that and sharing some of the best photography of space objects too, sharing that with you. So you don't have to go and scour these things around. I'm here to curate the night sky for you. So you don't have to look for these and know what's real and what is hype. There's a lot of hype out there, guys. People sharing things, talking about things that really don't have that kind of deep understanding that an amateur astronomer would have about the night sky. Someone who's spent decades, like I have, learning about the night sky, teaching the night sky. It's something that I absolutely love. You can tell I'm passionate, and I'm so happy you're along for the ride. Thanks for joining me. I hope you have a beautiful week, a beautiful day, some good stargazing weather, and stay safe and healthy, guys. Until next video, remember what I always say, clear skies. Bye-bye.